Okay, I know this sounds fake, but hear me out. You can run Claude-style AI for coding using NVIDIA APIs without a GPU on your regular laptop. No, your laptop doesn't suddenly become a supercomputer, we're just being smart about it. And by the end of this video, we're actually going to build a small website using it, so you know it's not just theory. Quick check, have you ever tried setting up AI locally before? Type yes or no in the comments, I'm curious. Now before we jump into setup, let's quickly understand what's going on here. Normally, tools like Claude run on powerful servers, and most of the time, they're paid. But NVIDIA launched something called NVIDIA APIs, where they give access to high-quality AI models for free. And they even allow around 40 requests per minute, which is honestly pretty generous. Now here's the important part. We're not running any AI models on our machine. Everything runs on NVIDIA servers. We're just connecting to it through APIs. So no GPU needed, no heavy setup, which is why this works even on a normal laptop. All right, let's get into it. Open your terminal and quickly make sure Node and Git are installed. If you don't have these installed, no worries, I've added the setup links in the description. And for Git, I've created a separate step-by-step video. I highly recommend checking that out. Next, we're going to install a tool called UV. It basically makes setting up Python fast and painless. Go ahead and open the official UV installation page. Link is in the description. You'll see different commands depending on your system. If you're on Windows, just switch to the Windows tab and use that command. I've added both in the description as well. All right, let's copy this, head back to the terminal and hit enter. Once that's done, we'll restart the terminal. Now we'll install Python using UV. And just like that, Python is set up, no hassle. Before we move ahead, quick context on what we're using. This repository acts as a bridge between Claude Code and NVIDIA's NVIDIA APIs. Basically, it handles all the backend setup for us, so instead of building everything from scratch, we can just plug in our API key and get started. Saves us a lot of time. Let's go ahead and clone it. We have to clone this GitHub repository. All right, we've got the project cloned. Now let's jump into Visual Studio Code and see what we're working with. Once the project opens, you'll see an env.example file. We need to copy this. Now open the environment file. This is where we'll add our API key and model in the next step. If this is helping you, hit like and subscribe for more content like this. Now let's get our NVIDIA API key. This is what connects everything. Open your browser and go to NVIDIA's build website. I've added the link in the description. If you already have an account, just sign in. Otherwise, go ahead and create one. It only takes a minute. After that, you'll need to verify your account using an OTP. Check your phone or email, enter the code, and you're in. You might see a quick verification puzzle. Just solve it. It's NVIDIA making sure you're not a robot. Nice, you're in. That's the hardest part done. Once your account is activated, go to Free Endpoints. This is where all the models live. You can explore a few options here, but we'll focus on the free ones. For this setup, I'm going with GLM 4.7. And the good news is, in the repo we cloned earlier, this model is already configured in the environment file. So you don't really need to change anything, just make sure it matches. Now let's generate the API key. Click on your profile icon and go to API Keys. Here, click on Generate Key. Give your key a name, it can be anything. And set an expiration, just make sure it doesn't expire too soon. For this demo, I'll set it for 1 hour. Then click Generate. Copy this key and keep it safe, don't share it publicly. Now let's add this API key to our project. Go back to Visual Studio Code and open the environment file. Here you'll see a field called NVIDIA API Key. Just paste your API key here and save the file. This is what connects your project to NVIDIA's API, so this step is important. Now that everything is configured, let's start the server setup. Make sure you're inside the same project folder that we cloned earlier. If you're not, just navigate back into that folder. This is important because all our configuration, including the API key, lives here. Now to start the proxy server, run this command also given in description. You might see a few packages getting installed here. That's completely normal. This is just the project setting up its dependencies for the first time. If everything is set up correctly, you should see the server running. Keep this terminal running. This is your backend. If you close this, Claude won't be able to connect. Now before we run Claude, make sure you have it installed. If the Claude command doesn't work on your machine, you'll need to install it first. I've added the installation command in the description. Just run that once. If you've just installed Claude, go ahead and restart your terminal so the command is recognized. This step is optional. Only do it if you run into any issues. If you're on Mac or Linux, run this command. And if you're on Windows, I have given another version in description. Both commands are in the description, so you can just copy and run. Make sure your backend server is still running in the other terminal, otherwise this won't work. Alright, let's hit enter and watch the magic happen. Let's test it. Type something simple like hey. If it responds, everything is working perfectly. If this doesn't work, it's usually because the backend server isn't running. Now, this might take a bit of time, so feel free to grab a coffee while this does its thing. And there you go. We're getting a response. That means everything is working correctly. Claude is now connected to our NVIDIA Setup. And remember, this is not running locally. It's using NVIDIA APIs in the background. So yeah, no GPU needed. Now that everything is working, let's actually build something. Alright, let's not generate a basic website. Let's build something that actually looks like a real company landing page. I'm going to give Claude a detailed prompt so we get a proper structure, not just random HTML. We're going with a black and yellow theme, something bold, clean, and modern. We'll include all the essential sections like a navbar, hero section, services, projects, testimonials, and a contact form. Also adding things like responsiveness, smooth animations, and good spacing so it actually looks production ready. And one more thing, instead of messing with our existing files, we'll ask it to create everything inside a new demo folder with separate HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. Let's run this and see what it builds. Alright, now let's sit back and let Claude do its thing. This is where the magic happens. As you can see, it's actually thinking through the entire structure, not just throwing random code. It's building sections, handling layout, adding styles, basically doing what we would normally spend hours on. I'm not going to make you watch all minutes of this, unless you really enjoy watching code generate line by line. Give it a few minutes, grab a coffee. I'm going to fast forward this part. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the music. I'll be right back once it's done. Alright, let's look at what Claude actually generated. First, in the terminal, you can see it clearly describes everything it built, from the sections like services, projects, testimonials, all the way to interactivity like smooth scrolling, animations, and form validation. It even lists the technical details like using CSS Grid, Flexbox, and modern browser APIs. So it's not just generating code blindly, it actually understands the structure of a real project. Now let's jump into Visual Studio Code. Inside the project, you can see it created a separate demo folder exactly as we asked. And inside that, everything is properly organized, index.html, stylet.css, and script.js. This is really important because it's following a clean project structure, not dumping everything into one file. So this is actually usable code, not just a demo. Now let's open this in the browser. And this is the final result. A clean, modern company website with a black and yellow theme, proper layout, smooth spacing, and multiple sections working together. You've got services, project cards, testimonials, and even a working contact form. Honestly, this doesn't look like something generated in minutes. This looks like a real front-end project. And the crazy part, we didn't write a single line of code. If you found this helpful, do me a quick favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It actually takes a lot of effort to create videos like this, test everything end to end, and make sure it works for you. And if you want more content like this, where we build real things using AI and break it down step by step, you don't want to miss what's coming next. And if you made it this far, drop a comment saying done. I'd love to see how many of you actually followed along.